I don't want to see your woke woman nonsense behind you. I'm not having that. I don't want female-led films.
We've probably got about 40 minutes.
Go.
We can probably do 2 topics. The second one is a last-minute one, and we could do the second one first and then do the chill-out one if you want.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we'll do that. Right. Yeah. So this is going to be a nice 10, 15, 20-minute max chat. Why are some men mad that women are in films?
Why? I mean, they probably were always mad, right? But I feel, I'm just making sure my microphone's turned up. It is. But I feel, and I'm going to get your headset because I like your headset. So I feel that now that they're not, there's this right-wing brain rot, and now they can say whatever they want without consequences. So I think they've always been mad, but now they feel that they can get away with it.
But I'm going to be insanely general here, so nobody goes, yeah, actually didn't mention this. Generally, with a capital G, most of these men, well, I don't know what a percentage, I don't know what you could say without getting into trouble nowadays, but a lot of these men, shall we say, like women. They have partners who are women. They look at women and go, oh, she's quite nice. I might hit her over there and take her back to my cave type thing, that sort of mentality. But so they like women, but they don't like women in movies and TV shows. And I don't quite get it. And I saw 2 instances of it last night. One, I decided, I've been watching lots of old movies still. I'm just like nostalgic, crazy. So I put the third Mad Max movie on. Mad Max Thunderdome, which I like. A lot of people don't.
It's my favorite.
I like it. It feels most Hollywoody out of the 3 films, and we'll get on to Fury Road and stuff. And then this dimwit who he ended up unfriending me. He put me in the bin, by the way, before I could put him in the bin because I went to sleep. Oh, this is my least favorite of the 3 Mad Max movies. Well, firstly, there's 5. Okay. Let's say there's 4 if you want to really take Furiosa out, even though you can't because Furiosa was in Fury Road. Therefore, it's a spin-off and it is a Mad Max film. This is my least favorite. Blah, blah, blah. The new one, all this female-led girl power bull crap. And I'm like, did you watch Fury Road? That wasn't really a Mad Max film. That was a Charlize Theron film.
That's what I was going to say to you. You could argue that Fury Road is not... Mad Max does nothing.
No. He's a co-pilot, isn't he, in that, really?
Yeah.
But, and he just kept going on. And it was like, I went back with my brilliant response was, don't worry about it. If you watch a film, your penis isn't going to fall off.
I like that as well.
And then he came back with some dig about me having a prosthetic one. It's like, what? Really? And then I went on to a different thread, and Warner Brothers are obviously going, look at all these cool reviews that Furiosa's got. Yay! And then people were going at them, going, yeah, but none of them mentioned this and none of them mentioned that and this woke woman stuff. And I'm like, really? It's just like, but it wasn't just one idiot. It was lots of idiots. And we've had the Madam Web and this guy was saying that nobody wants to see women in an action. No, but I like how he speaks for us, which is quite nice. I thought saves us actually having an opinion, but he spoke for us. Nobody wants to see action movies. This is why they all fail. And I'm like, and then I went downstairs and Annette went, Wonder Woman? I'm like, why didn't I think of Wonder Woman? And I said the second one obviously didn't do well, but guess what? There was a pandemic and it got released on multiple platforms. So we'll take that out of the equation. But I just didn't think the first Wonder Woman. That was an action movie, made a lot of money, was a success.
Captain Marvel, the first Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, over $1 billion.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It just...
I guarantee you a Scarlet Witch movie would absolutely smash the box office as well.
Yeah.
So, Aliens...
He did mention Alien, but that wasn't... I mean, that turned out it was a female-led movie, but when you went into that film, you didn't know it was going to be. That was part of the cleverness of it. It's like... She was one of... Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
But they'll go, oh, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. They got an answer for everything.
But then so do we.
No, but ours is right.
I know.
Our answer is correct, and we use facts. It's stupid.
It's the same with the Doctor Who brigade, and I'm not getting into that in the slightest. It's just they don't want anyone who's not them on screen. Like, they're moving forward with a Superman film based on a Kryptonian who's black. It's like there's a comic series about it that did really well. Yeah.
Kryptonians aren't black, Fraser. They're white people with blonde hair. What's the matter with you? Damn it.
Aliens can't be black.
No.
But there's a whole comic book series, and they're looking at what's his name? It's a Michael B. Jordan who did Creed. Great film. Yeah. And he'd be great as a superhero. And they're like, why can't they have their own stories? This is always the argument. Don't just give them their own stories. And it's like, but
I don't even know what that means. I'm filing that one away with woke. It's like, what does that mean then? Their own story? What? Give black people their own stories or Kryptonians? I don't know what's going on.
You create a new character for them, and they can have their own stories. You don't have to make Clark Kent black. It's like it is their own story. It's people go, oh, James Bond can't be black. Why?
I'll stand by that James Bond can't be American. Because,
I'll give you that.
Because part of the core of James Bond is he's a British Secret Service agent. There's no history. But I don't think it mentions it in the books. I haven't read them all, but I don't think it mentions it.
Have you seen the Sam Neill edition for Bond?
Yeah. Was that around Living Daylights or something? Mm-hmm. He would have been amazing.
It's pretty good, man.
I like Sam Neill.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, go away. Just go away, people.
Just go away, yeah.
I'm at that point now where this is like our fifth time having to have this conversation, and I'm like, go away. Yeah. Just go away. No one cares. No one cares.
It does get easier to sort of just bin people off your social platform. I'm finding it quite easy. I saw somebody today that shared a fake news story about, Elon Musk is giving Mel Gibson $1 billion for his new studio, and I'm like, I've seen that shit flying around for months. Get lost. You're sharing fake news. You're an idiot. Go away. And if you're crazy famous and you're on my timeline, you can stick around and say what you want, because I'm very two-faced like that. But if you're a normal person, you're gone. Just can't be bothered.
Why?
I don't know. I watched Mad Max Thunderdome last night. I had a blast. And I'm pretty sure Tina Turner was actually running Bartertown. So your female-led movies back to the 80s and way beyond.
The thing is, like, women have been leading films since the start of film.
Women were some of the first filmmakers. If you go back to who wrote them and who directed them, you go way back. It's like it's women that did it, but the guys were like, oh no, we can't women do it. Let's pretend you're a bloke, or we'll take the credit. So it's not a new thing.
Look at Wizard of Oz.
Female-led.
Female-led.
Some would say the Tin Man led that film, but I don't know.
Female antagonist and a female protagonist.
Yep.
No. I remember during Gamergate, very briefly, when like men were upset that women were designing video games and making video games, and they were publishing the addresses of these women developers and setting all these deranged males to go and do horrible things to them. And I remember going on Twitter at the time, and I was like, apart from the fact that women are your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your partner, they're also just humans like you and I. Believe. Whoa. Sorry to rock your boat. But we're actually quite equal. There's more women than men. And a guy said, sorry, I couldn't hear you because you had a cock in your mouth. And I was like, well, even if I was gay, what's that got to do with a price of chips?
Yeah. Can you ask your dad to take it out? Because I'm trying to have a conversation with you. So it's just like mental, isn't it?
Lovely man as well. Very gentle. But It's just... What? It's just.
I don't get why they care. I don't get why they give a shit. It's like, just watch what you watch, play what you want to play, read what you want to read. I don't care. Movies are fun. I enjoyed watching Mad Max Thunderdome again.
I will give Furiosa a go when it's on streaming. Sorry to be that person, but I have a child. I can't always get to the cinema, so
I'll probably buy it on Blu-ray. I'd love to get to the cinema, but cost, time. I always end up with idiots in the auditorium, and they just, I don't know whether I look for them. I'm like, oh, somebody's rustling. Oh, and then that's all. I don't know. It could be that.
But they are Furiosa as part of Baby Cinema Club.
Yeah. but it's been out less than a week, and they're like, oh, it's a flop. It's not a flop. Has it made as much money as Warner Brothers would like it to have made? Probably not, because film studios are greedy and spend too much money on films.
Ghostbusters is a flop, but it's now made over 300 million, so it's now made more than its budget back. So
but it's underperformed. Furiosa is now the 20th biggest film of the year so far, as of yesterday.
But did you also see that Mission Impossible 8 is now on hold because they had a submarine malfunction?
No.
And the budget so far has reached $400 million.
That's insane. They don't need to be spending that sort of money on a film.
But they'll never make that money back. Or it'll take them a very long time.
And I think that's the thing. It's like film studios need to get it out of the thick skulls that, we need to make all the money back in a week because then box office is dead. It's not. They need to look at the lifetime of a film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be it the first 6 months, first 12 months, or whatever it is. They need to just stop getting this box office opening weekend crap out of the way. Yeah. And the trades need to stop reporting it. Oh, look, it flopped. It only did 30-odd million in the US, 65 million worldwide. That's not bad. I was looking at the figures for the original Mad Max movies, and obviously there's a budget and an what do you call it, adjustment. Yeah. Original Mad Max, 200,000 that cost to make. I don't think you're going to make. You could make a film for 200 grand.
Yeah.
You could do that.
I could do so.
It made 8.7 million, so that did quite well. 1979. 1981, they spent 2 million on the second one, and it made 23.6, so that did pretty well. Third one, 1985, I was there as a kid in the cinema watching that. 10 million, made 36 million. Whew. So they'd be wigging out nowadays if that was converted. Fury Road cost 150 million back in 2015 and made 380 million worldwide, which is quite a chunk, but that was before a pandemic.
Yeah.
And then Furiosa has cost 168 million, and we don't know what it's going to make because guess what? It's only been out a few days, so get a grip.
I think I'll be controversial, and I think in terms of the visuals, I don't think it looks as good as Fury Road. I think it looks quite cheap in some places, just in the little clips I've seen. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it.
No, because you can suspend your disbelief.
I mean, I watch Doctor Who every week. I can absolutely suspend my disbelief. But films are meant to be. No one sets out to make a bad movie. Not even Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
No.
Anybody go out? You're tearing me apart, Lisa. No one goes out of their way, or Infiltrated by Tam Toy. But nobody goes out of their way to make a bad film.
No.
And these idiots, these brain-rotted idiots, just take utter pleasure in slamming you down for enjoying something that they don't.
I think the media are doing it now, though.
Yeah.
And the media do it. They're like, oh, look, it's the worst weekend ever. Furiosa, most terrible. Well, all the films underperform. Films do underperform at the cinema now for the reasons that we often talk about: money, time, babysitters, all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray. So they're going to get my money at some point. So they're going to go on the box office thing. But the media are just too into this. Oh, look, disaster. There's a disaster happening. But is that because dimwits go, ooh, an article about a disaster? I'll read that. Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't read them. It's like, if it's that sort of headline, I'm good, thanks. I don't
read reviews, good or bad.
Really?
Because I'll make my own mind up.
Do you not read them after, though?
I did to a point, but then I started getting really annoyed at
it. Yeah.
Because I can make my own mind up. I've got my own eyes, I've got my own ears, I've got my own brain. Like, I will know if I enjoy a film or not. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like the Ghostbusters reboot in 2016. I love it. I watch it once a year. Like, I get a kick out of it. I enjoyed Police Academy 5.
I like all the police academies. I'm not a huge fan of the Moscow one, though, to be fair. I do struggle with that one.
But I prefer Gremlins 2 over Gremlins.
Really?
Yeah. Because
why?
Because I saw Gremlins 2 first.
Right, so the nostalgia thing.
And it was more kid friendly. It felt more like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Because it was. Yeah. Like, and I know the first one was a cartoon as well. Because I'm pretty sure Chuck Jones has got a hand in the first one somewhere. But the second one was just a cartoon brought to life. And as a kid, and I didn't know there was two versions of Gremlins 2. So if you saw it in the cinema, you got the Hulk Hogan
bit.
And if you watched it on video, you got the John Wayne bit. But I only ever saw the John Wayne.
Really? Version. I saw the Hulk Hogan for me. So when I watched it on video, I'm like, I remember that bit, and it was obviously then learned it was videotape versus celluloid.
Do you think a Gremlins movie would work now?
For me and you, it would.
Mm.
I think if they announced that they were doing another Gremlins, I think the idiots. Oh, is there no original ideas in Hollywood anymore? There's more original films than there ever has been. Nobody watches them. That's the problem. They don't. They're like, oh, it's all sequels and stuff. It's not all sequels and stuff. They talk like there's 15 films that comes out each year and they're all remakes and sequels and IPs and stuff. It's like they're really not. There's hundreds. There's too many films coming out, in my opinion.
You look at the Oscars and you look at award season, when it all kicks off, none of them are, War for the Planet of the Apes or Furiosa or Batman 6. It's all holdovers and it's all
Zone of Interests and Oppenheimers and stuff.
And that Gave a Fall. It's all original movies.
Yeah, I don't want to watch them, though, Fraser.
I mean, I don't either. That's
the logic, though, isn't it? What about all these original ones? Yeah, I don't like look at them, though. Have you watched? How do you know? How do you know? They're original, so therefore you can't already know about it. They're idiots. But yeah, so I booted somebody off my thing last night because he booted me.
You and I we did a podcast at the end of last year, and we said that we were not going to engage in these idiots anymore.
Yeah.
And we have done nothing but engage with these idiots.
I'm all for discussions. I'll have I'm not one of these that will kick somebody off if I disagree with them. But once they go into the idiot mode, it's like no.
Ones that you're dealing with are not up for a conversation.
No.
Like, they're just not.
Maybe anybody who uses the word woke will just go, "Gum. I've just woke up. Gone. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the other woke. Oh no, come back. Send your friend request."
Diversity, cope, the message and the agenda.
That was the other one. This guy had put in some comment going, "This diversity nonsense needs to stop." And I'm thinking, I don't really know what that means either. I don't quite.
Imagine being a woman makes you diversity. That makes you diverse.
It's crazy, and this all stemmed from me going, "Do you know what? I put there was a Tina Turner music track went on. I'm like, oh, I watched Thunderdome in ages. I'm going to watch Thunderdome. It created World War III on my Facebook thing for a couple of hours. Madness. But I'm now tempted to go back and watch The Road Warrior because I've not seen that for many, many years.
Our friend's in that.
Virginia.
Yeah.
She is indeed.
Virginia's in that. She's great in that. She's also in Living
Daylight. Yeah, Living Daylights. Yep.
This is to kill. Oh no, it's Living Daylight.
No, yeah, Living Daylight. She's in and Farscape and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying going back, just watching old nostalgic stuff. I hate saying old when it's films from my childhood, but
I'm gearing up to watch Beverly Hills Cops 1 and 2. I'm gearing up because they've got a new one coming out in July 6th.
Yep.
Why is that going to Netflix and not the cinema?
I was chatting with Sean O'Banion on the other show. I said the thing that makes me really sad is that we're getting a fourth Beverly Hills Cop film that's going straight to streaming. I don't understand that. That's quite sad. It's like, it's Beverly Hills Cop 4. It's better than the third one. Put it on a big screen. No.
It does look great.
It does.
I feel that they've gone, and Eddie Murphy would not have gone back to it if it wasn't right.
No.
And he just falls right back into that part.
He does. There's the little dig about the third film in there, if you notice it. 94. Huh? It's like clever. Roll into the not great Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is still watchable, but you know.
I watched it. It would have been when Harrison was a little bit younger, and he would sleep on you for like 4 hours at a time. And I watched 1, 2, and 3 back to back. I did what you're doing now, and I went back and watched all these old movies. And I started watching the Universal horror movies because I hadn't watched them before.
Oh, they're really. I love The Invisible Man. That blows my mind. It's like, how the hell did you do this in the 1930s? Insane.
I'll also be bold and say I quite enjoy the Chevy Chase version.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, it's okay.
Because it was different for him.
Yep.
That was quite a departure for him. I would love to see Chevy Chase in his prime do a serious dramatic film.
Has he done one?
No. Fletch in a way was somewhat serious.
Yeah. But it was still Chevy being comedic Chevy, wasn't it?
I watched the new Fletch film
with
John Hamm, and it was great.
Was it? See, that's one that just skated by. I knew it was coming out, and then you never hear from it ever again.
All of them, but again, it underperformed. But John Hamm was perfect to play that part. And he's great in it. So if you get a chance, watch it.
I will. I think everything's underperforming at the cinema, though. I wonder when people are going to go, oh yeah, everything's underperforming. Oh yeah, so it is. How no.
Doctor Who defenders have stopped mentioning the overnight figures because there's no point mentioning them because everything is down. Everything. Yep. But they don't care about that. So the people who go, oh, Furiosa only made 65 million in its opening weekend aren't looking at the film below it that only made 64 or the film above it that only made 70.
Yep. They just target what they want to target and then go for it.
What is number one at the box office right now?
I think it was Garfield, isn't it? But only by a cat's whisker.
And that's got a much wider audience.
Well, that's the thing with Furiosa. It's so Furiosa is an R-rated movie, as far as I know. It's a prequel to a film that only made $380 million. So you've diminished your audience then. You've not got any of the actors who were in the previous films. You've got a character, obviously. So, of course, it's not going to make as much money as this other thing. And now there's been a pandemic. Everything's changed since the pandemic with regards to cinemas and people's watching habits, streaming.
But I guarantee you, when Deadpool and Wolverine come out and that smashes records, and it will, they'll go, well, Furiosa couldn't do it.
It's crazy. And they'll be like, what's the difference? Oh, yes, gender. No, for God's sake. But I think a lot of people are now being conditioned by the stupid thing that Universal did with the Fall Guy going, oh, no, put it on VOD. Insane. That is not going to help anybody in the long run because people are going to be sitting going, I'm just going to wait 3 weeks or 2 weeks and watch Furiosa.
Yeah.
And they will because it's, again, that's a side effect of the pandemic, isn't it? Shortening the theatrical. I would get rid of I'd kill streaming, to be fair, but that's just me. I think it's really damaging towards, I mean, not totally, but just go, right, give a film at least 6 months at the cinema and then put it on streaming way down the line. None of this 21 days, 45 days crap.
I think Disney had it right where you had to pay $19.99 to watch it early.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'd do that. If I could sit at home and watch Furiosa, I'd pay 20 quid for that.
I paid $19.99 for Raya and the Last Dragon.
I paid it for Mulan. I enjoyed Mulan. That was good. Even though there's a woman in the main role. Who knew? Sure. Who knew they could act and tell stories? It was mind-blowing. Well, obviously a visual effect.
Yeah,
it's mad. So yeah, so the people at Bitch and Moan, they just need to go away, pretty much.
Go out and touch some grass.
Go out and touch some. I've used that phrase so many times. Go out and touch some grass.
Oh, just go away. There's plenty of movies for you to go watch that won't upset you.
There's tons.
Well, they'll start going. It's only a matter of time now before they start going back to the older movies and start nitpicking at them.